So there I was, minding my own business today, playing some Tetris, little Daemon X Machina, getting ready for Crackdown 3 tomorrow. That looks like it might be Game of the Year. And, well, in my inbox, a code shows up from Gameloft for Modern Combat Blackout. Now, I've been keeping tabs on this game because I kind of had a feeling I knew what it was going to be. And that was kind of right. It's from Gameloft. Now, Modern Combat 5 is on mobile devices, phones, and they also moved a Modern Combat game, I believe, to Windows, but this is them moving what is essentially a freemium game from phones to the Switch, putting a price tag on it, and from what I've seen, removed microtransactions for now. I want to say for now because we saw what happened with Call of Duty. They worked them in, a month later or something. I don't want to just rule it out completely that they won't do that. So, this is Modern Combat Blackout, and it might be possibly the worst port I've seen so far on the Switch. I don't think it's worth the $20. I think this game exists specifically because they wanted to get to the Switch before Call of Duty did, because this is essentially a Call of Duty lookalike that is not at all as good, and there's a lot of reasons for that. I think a lot of it comes down to the port. It runs way worse than it should on the Switch. So what we're going to do here is we'll go ahead and we'll jump in to a match. I'm not great at these games. I don't claim to be great at these games, but I feel like if I'm going to play this game, I don't want to be fighting the game itself. I want to be fighting the people, of course, that I'm fighting against. So let's jump in here. Now, in this game, you have, obviously, a single-player campaign that you can play through. So there you go. It has a campaign, technically. It does have gyroscope aiming, as you see there. Issues, though. The frame rate in this game is all over the place and just moving in the game. You might not be able to tell when you're watching the game being played through gameplay clips. Movement in the game feels like I'm underwater. It is tremendously slow. Now, I put out on Twitter that that this game looks like Black from the original Xbox back in, 2005, 2006? I'm kind of sticking to that. The issue that I have is, for example, Call of Duty, when that was on the 360, right? 360 PS3, it technically played at 60 frames per second most of the time, and it was very smooth, and that's what you need in a Twitch shooter. However, this game has a frame rate that is everywhere, and it's not even because, visually it's great looking, because it's not, and it doesn't look good at all. My issue is that the frame rate actually gets in the way a lot. So most times you're technically fighting the game rather than the people here, and it happens a lot. Now, I will say some good things about this game, so it doesn't look like I'm completely destroying it, even though I don't think you should buy it. There is a lot of content in this game. What I mean by that is there's a lot of stuff to unlock. So think of Call of Duty, but think of that even further, even more stuff to unlock. It's actually a good thing in that sense, to where you have a lot of stuff happening, you're unlocking stuff, you can play online as we're playing online, obviously here, and you can kind of see that frame rate just dropping there while I'm trying to win a firefight. She had 10 health left, so it was close at least. You could kind of see that there. I figured out that with my pistol out, I at least move better, as opposed to my larger gun here, which it makes me feel like I'm, again, underwater. Aiming down the sights is very poor as well. I tried turning up sensitivity, but then I was even more all over the place, trying to compensate for the differences in how the game is running. And again, it feels like I'm underwater. So unfortunately, that didn't help much either. I gotta reload my pistol, great. So that did not help at all. And, oh good, I actually won that one, cool. And I think the other issue that I run into, which is really funny, they have auto run on by default. So you're just always running, like sprinting essentially. And, oh man, they have this, you see that, kickback when I'm trying to shoot as well. Bad recoil there. I think you can get grips and stuff to fix that as well as you go through. When I'm running like this, there is no button. Think about it this way. You usually have, a jump or a vault button, right? In some of these games. Man. Right, you'll have a jump or vault button. In this game, it's automatic. So if you run next to a ledge or a bar in front of you, you will automatically jump over it. So there are times where I did not mean to do that, and I jumped clear off of a building or even the side of a fencing. Did not mean to do it. I jump off the side and I'm hurt. I fall in front of enemies. They shoot me. So if I'm running along the side here and maybe I want to look over, you just automatically jump off like that. and it is a real pain. This is, by the way, the default control settings. I have not played around with the control settings or anything, but this is what you will have by default, is that automatic vault and movement, and it is quite frustrating for that. Now, it actually almost saved him there. He's kind of running in. I've noticed that everyone struggles with the aiming in this game, and I just think that's the way they have it set up. Call of Duty, of course, has kind of snap to targeting with everything. This does not appear to have that, at least from what I've seen. But I don't think this is a good buy at $20. I think this is really pushing it at $20. It is basically them just moving their entire mobile game over, and then hoping that people will buy it before Call of Duty comes out. Once Call of Duty is out, there is no reason to own this game. Again, I think people are just buying it because of that. And that's kind of a shame. When we end this here, we'll see if I level up and I can show you some of the stuff that you do unlock. Because I know there are people who still want a Call of Duty experience. Unfortunately, this is just a very poor Call of Duty experience. So let me go ahead and get to the end of the match here. I do have recon that I can use. And you have to kind of scroll through and then press up to do that. Oh, there's another one already doing that anyway. So we're actually winning this by 6 kills. That guy is shooting at me. And whoa, something blew me up. And then I do have, you do get attachments to everything for your guns. The red dot sight here I actually unlocked as I was playing. Let me go ahead and get to the end here, and we'll see if I level up. Okay, so we're finishing up here, 2-1-0, and match completed. And we'll see if I level up and everything. I'll show you some of the stuff you can get. So here we go. We won by 13. There you go. Blasting win. You can get, I guess, a better look at the visuals here. It does look like what you would see on a cell phone screen, kind of blown up. And unfortunately, this is a game where even in handheld mode, it doesn't help it much. There you go. Promoted to Sergeant. If you get a lot of kills and stuff and you move forward, there's some of the credits that you can get, the in-game currency that does not appear to be for sale at this time. Let me go ahead and exit out, and we'll kind of take a look through. There is a ton of customization options, almost an overwhelming amount at this time, which I do at least like that there's a lot of stuff to unlock. Again, it feels like they just have obviously a whole history of modern combat games that they have kind of worked up to. So in that regard, if this game had better performance and it didn't feel as poor when it comes to aiming, this would actually be a decent game at $20. But as it stands now, this might be one of the worst port jobs in general that I've ever seen. This is what I'm talking about. If you go in here, you can't technically buy these. So if I get this, you earn this currency as you play through, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and get this, and it's just basically a random thing that you unlock. Again, as soon as they start adding the ability to purchase currency, if they go that route, it's technically a loot box that's added in, yes. So there you go. I got a dog tag. Cool, I guess. And then you have these you can just outright buy, so they will update as you go through. They have seasons and everything else going on. So again, there's some stuff going on here that would be really cool if they could get the visuals and the game itself in check when it comes to that. So let me go to, here is like my class and everything here. Assault, again, you unlock these as you go. You got sniper, recon, heavy, and you unlock them as you go, commander. But let me go down here. Here is my weapon that I have, and as you go through, you'll unlock more. So there's one that I have to keep working on, unlock progress up there, 1,370 out of 2,250, and you basically just continue to unlock guns as you go, and then you also get attachments for those guns. So again, I really have to at least say that the amount of stuff they have to unlock here is interesting enough. And then you also get like barrels for your guns that you unlock as you defeat people and kill them and stuff in combat. There's grips that you can get, chambers, sights. So in that regard, there's some cool stuff here for that. But the game itself, unfortunately, is a very poor port. Doesn't look great, and it doesn't play well. And unfortunately, in a shooter, when it comes to that, you need good performance, or at least steady performance. I mean, you can really feel the frames drop. And if it wasn't for that, again, if it was good in terms of the way it plays, I would actually say that this would be a fun game to get, provided they wouldn't start dropping in the microtransactions, because it's already a freemium cell phone game that they're moving over quickly to try to get out in front of a Call of Duty. But those are my thoughts on Modern Combat Blackout. I don't recommend at this time buying it, because as we've seen previously, sometimes these games just get dropped on the eShop, and that's it. They don't do anything to them. It's basically, they just leave them for dead, basically. We just saw that with Ark, where the Studio Wildcard does not feel like updating it. So, no, not recommended. But we'll see. I mean, if they update it, I'll at least put out on Twitter that they have updated and that it's better. And I'm actually curious. I don't think Digital Foundry is going to look at this because it's such a smaller game. Although they might at least be interested because it's technically, like, I guess, the only thing right now that's similar to Call of Duty that popped up on the Switch. So we'll see. If they start comparing it to phones, though, because I think phones play this game better, it's not going to be great for the Switch because we'll see, like, a Galaxy S7 probably play this game better. But thanks, guys, for watching. Let me know what you think about this down below. I wanted to do this because there is a lot of stuff now after that Direct that is coming out, has already come out. There are people, let me put it this way, there are people who've probably never played Final Fantasy IX who are trying to figure out if they want to buy an RPG like a Final Fantasy IX or a shooter like modern Combat Blackout, and that is worrying to me. So I kind of want to just put that out there just in case somebody was looking at this thing about buying it, just to give you a heads up. I'm not saying you can't buy it, I'm just letting you know. Don't expect it to run great or play well when you get it. Thanks, guys, for watching. Make sure you like the video if you liked it, dislike it if not, and I'll see you in the next video.